Hi, I'm Ben.
Hi, I'm Claire.
And we are Hi Jinx.
Hi. Do you reckon we got that one together?
I've checked all of our videos and I don't think we've ever got one together yet. So,
our closest chance.
Who knows? Who knows? We've been doing a series of martini episodes across from New Zealand. Oh, Claire's had so many martinis that she's ready for bed. To be fair, what time is it over there?
Cocktail bar before we even started for the evening, and this is video number 4. So pray for Claire's liver.
Exactly. What time is it over there right now, where you are?
It is 5 past midnight.
So it's 5 past 11. No, 5 past 1 here. So it's okay. 5 past 1. I can start drinking now, which is good. We've got. Yeah. So we've done a series of videos. Exactly. We've done a series of videos where we've coincided the same gins and we've paired them up with our different vermouths. But this time we're going to do a little wild card where we're each going to present to you a gin that you might not know about and sell you our favourite sort of serve and garnish and general drink. So Claire has got
Little Biddy.
Tell us about Little Biddy.
Well, some of you may have seen my beautiful sunset picture that I took a couple of days ago. Basically, Little Biddy, I came across Little Biddy on the internet when I was looking for New Zealand distilleries to visit. And I got particularly excited because my middle name is Bridget. So when I was a kid, Biddy was one of my nicknames. So when I saw there was a Little Biddy gin, I was like, oh my God, I have to go there. I sent a screenshot of it to my mom and she just about cried. And I was like, yeah, I got to go to Reefton. So I went to Christchurch. My lovely friend Audsley literally drove me across the Southern Alps during a snowstorm to get to Reefton Distillery to sample their gins and do a tour. And we had the most lovely day hosted by the wonderful Nick, who is the distiller there. We learnt loads. We had a wonderful time. Their gins are beautiful. They have a series of gins. So this is their sort of standard gin. So it's a New Zealand botanical gin, and it's got loads of sort of native botanicals. So it's got totoa, horopito, tarata, rimu, Douglas fir tips, juniper cassia, angelica, licorice, coriander, orris root, cardamom, fresh lemon peel. So it's got your standard gin heroes, plus some lovely sort of West Coast forest botanicals. And what I love about this gin so much, especially when I'm back in London, is that it tastes like going for a rainy Sunday bushwalk in New Zealand in your mouth. So if I'm sitting in London and I'm feeling a bit homesick, I'm like, where's my Little Biddy? Oh, home. So that's why I love Little Biddy.
Great. I have got a gin I've never come across before, but I was gifted a bottle of it, and it is absolutely fantastic. IBZ Gin is from the island of Ibiza. We're going to Ibiza. And, yeah, exactly. And we're going to have a party. And this is a little party in your mouth.
In the Caribbean Sea.
The best way to describe this gin, it's a bit like you know, Claire and I are both big fans of Nordes Gin, which is another Spanish-Portuguese gin. Love, 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 love. Yeah. So imagine this, but slightly more savoury. The two core notes in it are rosemary and fennel, and it sort of binds in them with coriander again, and it's just got a bit more of a dry down than Nordes really, but it's the same sort of basically chicken roast without the chicken in a glass.
Yes.
So when I found this was a little joy. So just going to have a little taste of it now. Just let's have a taste of our respective drinks, just to remind ourselves and talk about what happens when we just try it neat.
I mean, on the nose for mine, that you've got earthy spice and a little hint of citrus.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it so much. It's just like, you know, the smell of fresh leaves when you go for a walk in the forest and it's been raining.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of almost, you get that sort of cinnamony vibe from those leaves.
Mm.
Oh God, delicious.
Mm. This has slight sweetness and slight heat from the cassia. Mm.
Oh, good. Sorry, you go on.
This has, again, the cassia is interesting. You said a slight heat from that. You get a bit of that in this. And the fennel is the real pivot in this drink because it binds together the coriander and the rosemary, so the real green herbaceousness. It binds it in with some much more sort of, it's got a real star anise quality to it, an almost aniseedy sort of vibe to it. So it sort of binds in herb and really medicinal qualities. So it ticks a lot of boxes that people like in a gin. It's quite hard to find now, this stuff, but it's worth the dig out if you can.
Your one's like green herbs, and mine is like brown herbaceous.
Yeah. So
everything dies off the tree, and it's releasing all of its beautiful aromas as you trample it underfoot.
Yeah. There's something that's more spice, more prevalent, and there's a pepper in there as well that I'm definitely getting. That sort of you pick up very much on the nose, and then the spice. It could even be a black pepper element that you get to it as well. Shall we martini?
Yes, I just realised I need to wash my shot glass by washing it with water and drinking out of it because I'm the only one who's been drinking out of it anyway.
I don't know. I've been at it as we go. So I've got a very standard vermouth. I've had in all these videos. Noilly Prat, which is a French vermouth, and it's based around white grapes. That's a sort of core thing. It's got a few elements of other things, berries and black pepper, but basically it's a grape-based vermouth. So fairly neutral and fairly widely available as well. Claire's going to take it on with some slightly more specialist, slightly more exciting and sexy vermouths. But yeah, that's what I'm going with for now.
Yeah, so I'm making one of my trademark 100% NZ martinis here. I'm using a 1 part vermouth to 6 parts gin ratio, stirred over ice. And I am using Reid Reid Vermouth, which is from Martinborough, Reid Reid Distillery in Martinborough. So this is a vermouth made by people who distill gin and vodka in wine country. So Martinborough is like a sort of new and up-and-coming wine country of New Zealand at the bottom of the North Island. It produces absolutely stunning wines. So they've used local grapes. And this is a really botanical-heavy vermouth, which has a lot of gin botanicals in it. It's got the standard sort of juniper and coriander and that sort of thing, but it's also got some native New Zealand botanicals in there. It's got a bit of grapefruit in there, some cassia. So this is a really powerful, punchy, sort of savory spiced vermouth, which I thought would go beautifully with Little Biddy. And the fact that they are both from New Zealand is extra special. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, again, I'm going to rim my glass with a lemon peel. So nice. Just to get some of the lovely lemony oils around the edge, but not to let the lemon overpower the cocktail.
Yeah. So
that's the strategy here. If I was making, I'm making a mini teeny here, you see, a tiny teeny.
Yeah.
Perhaps if I was making a full size one, I might chuck a twist in there. But I've got, these lemons are extremely pungent because they are literally from the garden.
They haven't traveled at all.
If you take a supermarket lemon and times it by like 10, that's this. So I'm having to be very gentle with the amount that I'm using. Oh my gosh. God, that is beautiful. Because what this does is it allows the gin to speak, and pairing it with the vermouth has sort of a similar vibe to the gin. So it's the perfect marriage of botanicals. And God, that is delicious. This is a real Claire Filer martini right here. There's just so much going on. You all right, Ben?
Yeah, I was going to say, can you still hear me? Because I've got quite poor connection. Are you still getting me?
I'm still getting you. Yeah. So
Great.
Tell us about your.
I'm struggling to get you, but that's absolutely fine. So what I've got this IBZ which I've mixed with my vermouth, and I've got 2 garnishes that I'm going to put with it. I'm going to accentuate the herbaceousness with some fresh-ish rosemary, which I'm just going to put in. I've just crushed. I'm crushing in 3 or 4 little strands of that. And then I've made something else quite special. Well, I hope it's special. I thought that with herbs it goes quite well tomato. So I've got a sun-blushed tomato that I've steeped for a few hours in chili vodka. So it's got a chili.
Yeah,
a bit of tucker, a bit of Claire's friend tucker. So I've got this deep element to it. And because of the strength of the chili, I tried the actual chili vodka this morning, and it is fierce. Like, it's a tucker now. It's absolutely a tucker, which is good because it's been going on for 2 years, so it needed to have been. I'm just going to literally stir this tomato in here for 10 seconds and then remove it, because that is plenty. And I'm not going to touch my eyes with my finger in the meantime, because it's now got chili all over it.
No extremities.
So I've got rosemary, chili, and a slight tomato element to mix in with all these herbaceousness. So it's basically going to be a chicken dinner without the chicken. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, that's my...
I feel like people got so excited about these martinis. Like, yeah. I really wish we could just swap them through the camera and taste what the other one is tasting.
Yeah. It's like, this is a Fapper throwdown, because I've not tried it before. And it's just what happens is I went with my instinct. I went with 3 really bold flavors: chili, tomato, rosemary. Like, they're all champions. There's no sort of like, hiding from either of those, any of those. And I went with a lot. And if you balance it just right, it's a lesson to us all that you can balance flavors. That's what the great mixologists do amazingly well. They balance all of these big flavors into a coherent whole. And as we've done it with 3, they do it with like 12,
yeah.
But this is delicious.
Exactly.
It's really savoury.
Quite a
really
few things.
Yeah. So basically, I want to throw this through the camera at you, but I sort of don't, because I want to keep it all for myself. So we're just going to say cheers and crack on. So, cheers.
Crack on.
Cheers and crack on.